The speed and ferocity of Ukraine's counterattack against Russian forces in the Kharkiv region has reportedly led to a number of Russia's most elite units to flee in apparent panic. As the war enters into its 7th month, analysts say the damage to Russia's military machine, which had been expected to quickly overcome a vastly smaller Ukrainian force, could have a wider fallout in the region. Former Soviet countries once firmly in Russia's orbit are closely monitoring what appears to be the limits of Moscow's geopolitical power. Russia is the founder and leader of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO, a military alliance of former Soviet states that was created in 2002. The CSTO's purpose is to ensure the collective defense of its members against third parties. But the limits of its capabilities were recently laid bare as Armenia, a CSTO ally, recently clashed once again with its longtime rival in the South Caucasus, Azerbaijan, which is not a member of the CSTO. Azerbaijan said on Thursday that 71 of its soldiers have died in recent border clashes with Armenia. Yerevan says 135 of its troops were killed. Armenian Prime Minister Pashinyan sees Russia as a strategic ally and formally requested military help from Moscow under treaty obligation.
We applied to the Russian Federation, recited the relevant provision of the bilateral treaty, and whatever options should be presented, it's up to the Russian Federation. We would seriously consider any possibility and any option which might be there.
But Russia is reluctant to intervene directly.
The situation remains definitely tense. You know that the decision that the Collective Security Treaty Organization mission led by Russia will be sent to the border has been taken yesterday. They will present a report to the heads of the states, which will be assessed.
And some analysts view such forces under the auspices of the CSTO as a tool for the Kremlin to extend its influence as part of its, quote, hybrid warfare strategy. And it's not just the Caucasus. Central Asia is of particular importance to Russia. Russia deployed CSTO forces to Kazakhstan earlier this year in response to widespread unrest that threatened to topple the government. Those forces eventually left, but Kazakhstan, a traditional close ally, has infuriated many in Moscow by remaining neutral over Ukraine and offering to supply the European Union with badly needed energy. The members of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan, are all in Russia's backyard and were all once part of the Soviet Union. While the CSTO was intended by the Kremlin to maintain a strong level of influence, if not outright control, an increasingly degraded Russian military is unlikely to have sufficient forces to directly enforce a ceasefire in the South Caucasus or deploy additional forces in Central Asia anytime soon, as the war in Ukraine drags on.